So for me, the thing I'm looking for most, out of this program that I'm hoping to gain from it is a better relationship with nature, a better relationship with myself, a bit of an understanding as to how I fit in this world. The outdoors are something that seemingly tend to be dissipating at an alarming rate. I want to enjoy it while I can, and I want my family to be able to do the same.
The whole idea of hunt for purpose is so compelling to me as someone who has the blessing of being able to hunt as much as I do, but also living in this amazing country that is here because of the sacrifice of a lot of other people. And when Warriors in Quiet Waters came to us and said, hey, do you have any ideas of how we could build a program around elk hunting? I was like, we can help.
Hunt for Purpose came about through a vision of our CEO, Brian Gilman, and he sought not only refuge but solace and all kinds of other, healing types of feelings and really motivation in the outdoors and in hunting specifically.
When I came home from combat, the place that I needed to go was the mountains, and I found that those times where I felt most at peace was able to make meaning about what I had experienced in combat. Most often occurred when I was pursuing Rocky Mountain elk with a bow in my hand. So the idea popped in my head in terms of, can we launch a hunting program that's really designed to help post 9/11 combat veterans and their loved ones find purpose through the act of elk hunting. Elk hunting has become a spiritual activity for me that provides me year-round purpose. And it was really, that was the original thought. How can we use archery elk hunting as a way to help veterans renew that sense of purpose that they so oftentimes lose when they leave the military?
So my name's Spencer Milo, and I was in the United States Army, and I was an airborne infantryman.
So my name is Larry Whitinger. I've got almost 30 years of total time in the service.
My name is Sean Gifford. I was in the Army and Special Forces.
My name is Calvin Todd, and I was a medic in the United States Army.
My name is Nathan Ellis. I served in the Army, and I was in 3rd Ranger Battalion.
The whole program is about 6 months long. There'll be 3 separate times where we bring our participants back here to Montana as part of the program. This first week is what we're calling orientation and equipping, and it's all about bringing the participants here, linking them up with their volunteer companions, starting to make those connections between the companions, the hunters, and the rest of the cohort, and start orienting our participants on the objectives of the program, what it is we're trying to provide for those veterans in the program, and start ramping them up on the skills and education that they're going to need to be successful in the field as elk hunters. So we're really going to start teaching the participants the basics of archery elk hunting this week, and we're also going to start what we're calling a guided discovery process that is going to walk our participants through some of those big questions that need to be answered when a veteran leaves the military and returns to civilian society. Things like, who am I now that I'm no longer on active duty? What is it that I believe? What am I capable of doing, and what's going to give my life meaning and purpose now that I'm no longer an active duty service member?
My name is Scott Walgren. I am the Chief Programs Officer for the Commit Foundation. Our specialty is giving individuals hope. That when they leave the service and something that has really embodied their identity, their family's identity for a long period of time, that what they move into next can be just as powerful and just as impactful and just as purposeful as what they accomplished and contributed while they were in uniform.
One of the biggest reasons I'm here with Hunt for Purpose is, like the name states, searching for a bigger purpose and to really try and become the person that I want to become. That to me is being the best husband and father and member of my community that I can be.
What I want to get out of Hunting for a Purpose program is more self-confidence. Sometimes I can be hard on myself for no reason. And I'm just hoping this helps bolster my confidence and my abilities and be able to pass those abilities on to my children.
I don't know what I'm looking for, to tell you the truth. I know what I want to believe I want to get out of it, but I don't know what I will get out of it. I know there's going to be a lot of ups and downs and bumps in the road, and it's not going to be easy.
I just started questioning what's my purpose in life. And it has transitioned from leading and mentoring soldiers and enjoying the military life to now I need to be the best husband and father I can be.
I've struggled with compassion fatigue on and off since I got out, and I finally have kind of realized that I need to take my own advice, and if I can't take care of me, I can't take care of other people. So I need to start taking care of myself, and this is going to be a huge step towards that.
In talking to some of these people, and in my past of hunting with a lot of warriors who have joined us on the show, they talk about how hunting gives them this sense of purpose, this feeling of, all right, I'm working towards something, there's some structure here. I have a reason for why I am doing what I'm doing. I have an end goal. And I think all of us find some value, some satisfaction, and sometimes just some comfort in something that is a path we're trying to follow.
What did you think about the Mountain Tough workout?
Yeah, the Mountain Tough workout was definitely it was a shot. Being out for 8 years now, I don't do that type of workout anymore. So it was eye-opening. It was.
Dustin Diefenderfer, founder of Mountain Tough Fitness Lab. Mountain Tough wanted to play a part in Hunt for Purpose for several reasons. One is, since day one, our ethos at Mountain Tough has always been to give back to warriors. One thing we talk about a lot is getting back on mission as quickly as possible is one of the most successful solutions to that problem. And I think with my experience, the bow hunting aspect is a really good solution to getting back on mission, because training helps a lot. You're training for a goal physically and mentally. Shooting your bow is very therapeutic, plus there's a lot to learn. So there's so many aspects to this being a great mission to give back to warriors. We were kind of all over it from day one. We did not want to miss out on it. We really wanted them to know that mental toughness is a part of what's going to make their elk hunt successful. And so the consistently successful backcountry archery elk hunters are very mentally tough, and these warriors have it. I think right now is just the time for them to re-engage that I will not quit mentality.
Definitely challenging. Definitely challenging. I kept trying to tell myself while we were doing the workout that I'm like, man, this doesn't even bother me. Like, I'm fine. I'm good. I still have a lot in the gas tank. And I think it was about that time that they said that there was more than one round. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. We might be in a little bit of danger, but it's good. I mean, I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the physical strain. So the people at Mountain Tough are really, really good, really nice people, and it was definitely a good workout.
We've been blessed with a host of amazing partners that have come together with nothing more than a simple ask by Warriors in Quiet Waters for their assistance in putting this program together. It's a program that, in many cases, we lack the fundamental core competencies to do this kind of programming on our own. So we reached out to the best of the organizations that were available to us here in Montana and asked them to help, and that's all it took. Starting with On Your Own Adventures, one quick conversation with Dale and Randy, and they were in, and they were all in, and they're bringing so much to this project in terms of their expertise, their experience as hunters, what that experience as hunters mean to them, and how that provides them their life's purpose, and extending those connections to all of their partners that have jumped in to help us as well.
Committing to being an elk hunter is a lifetime pursuit that you can invest in yourself every day of the year in some way, some form, whether it's your knowledge and your research, your reading, your map understanding, your physical conditioning, your nutrition. It's a commitment that takes you down this path that you get far down that path and you look back and you're like, I had no idea elk hunting was taking me this far down this path of wherever it's going. Sometimes you don't even know where this path is taking you, but you have this sense of comfort, you have this sense of purpose, and you keep doing it. And I think all of us, whether you're a warrior, whether you're not, you find a lot of gratification that comes in that. You find a lot of comfort, a lot of sanity, if you want to call it that, to, okay, this makes sense. This is something I'm doing. This is a great big task, and bit by bit, piece by piece, I'm getting to where I need to be. And then you can get into it as far as you want to go. There is no end path to that path we call elk hunting.
I started hunting younger with my uncles and my grandfather, and I kind of joined the Army. I didn't hunt for a while. Then probably the early 2000s, I really got into archery hunting. And then life got in the way, and there was probably about a 3 or 4 year period I didn't touch my archery equipment.
I didn't grow up learning to hunt. I didn't grow up learning to fish. I want my kids to grow up with that opportunity.
My elk hunting experience is pretty much zero. I have been on one elk hunt. I was on a mule deer hunt in Colorado about 3 years ago with a couple friends of mine, and my friend had an elk tag, and he ended up getting an elk while we were out there. So my experience with elk hunting is really just watching somebody else kill an elk and then carrying his meat out for him. Helping him carry his meat out. I'll give him some credit too.
My dad never really hunted, but I went with my neighbor a couple of times, never did anything. Duck hunted a few times. I own all the equipment, and I've been out a few times. Nothing that was in my minimal range of archery, but I enjoyed the heck out of it.
I started hunting after I got hurt, so back in October 2012, after my injury, part of my rehab while I was at Walter Reed was, rec therapy. And hunting had always been something that I'd wanted to do as a kid, but ultimately through sports and other commitments and just growing up, we never had a chance to.
Hunting is that place that teaches us so many valuable life lessons. Success, hard work, dedication, adaptability, investing in knowledge, all the things that are great skills that are good in business, good for being a parent, good for being a spouse. There's just so many things of elk hunting that I feel have made me the person I am beyond just being an elk hunter.
The last couple months have been going really well. I've been staying really busy with, trying to stay on top of all the stuff that we learned the first week that we were here. Adding in, working out at home, and, finally getting the chance to shoot my bow whenever I want. So it's been a lot of that. It's been a lot of fun though. A lot of time spent, but time spent doing stuff I like. So it's been good.
Yeah, so we have the participants back for their second in-person week here at Quiet Waters Ranch. We're calling it Hunt for Purpose Boot Camp on purpose because it's intended to be a pretty intense week. And really our objectives for the week are several. The first, to continue to teach them those archery elk hunting skills that they're going to need to be successful in the field. And we want to fully prepare them this week to be successful on the hunt when they come back in September. The second objective is to continue to build on that camaraderie that was started in the first week that they were here. And part of that includes putting them through some pretty long hikes, some pretty tough workouts, because we believe that shared adversity builds strong relationships, and we want to build strong relationships amongst the cohort of our participants. We also want to immerse them in nature as much as we can. We're spending a lot more time in nature during the boot camp than we did during week one. The program's designed that way, to spend the majority of this week outside doing archery related and elk hunting related skills.
Last 2 months have been pretty hectic. I've been trying to take the workouts pretty serious. Down 28 pounds from the last time I was here. Definitely made things easier when we were climbing up the mountain the other day, and yeah, I'm feeling great, and kind of did a 180 from where I was headed.
You get home and you're sort of hot at the chute to get going. You change your diet, you start working out, you start doing everything, and then you run into that wall at like week 3 or 4. It's like, I don't know if I can sustain this. This is tough, but it's definitely been a challenge.
That physical conditioning has been amazing for my life. Really, between that, eating healthy, those two things have really regimented my day.
Balancing life, work, and the training we need for this has been fun, to say the least. It's been nice to have the structure. It's been nice to have some benchmarks to hit. A lot of shooting, a lot of working out, and just mentally getting prepped, for what we're trying to do here.
So one of the most unique aspects of the Hunt for Purpose Boot Camp is ensuring that the participants are prepared to be on the landscape with grizzly bears. We spent a good 2 hours talking about grizzlies on the landscape, talking about how to coexist safely with grizzlies on the landscape. And we also did some practical application training in terms of what to do in the event that you are confronted with a grizzly bear. Each of the participants were issued inert canisters of bear spray, and we set them up on a course where an object that was intended to mimic a bear coming at them at a fast rate of speed was projected towards them, and they had to safely deploy their bear spray in time in order to deter that attacking bear.
It's one of those, you always hear, oh, you're in grizzly country, and you hear all that, but what are you really going to do? And I think there's so many things out there. Hear everybody, oh, make yourself as big as possible and scream, or curl into a ball, and you see bear spray everywhere, but you don't really know how to use it. You don't really know what to do with it. So actually having some practical abilities to use it and practice with it was really beneficial.
And finally, we want to just set them up with all the tools and the knowledge to close the gap between where they are now and where they believe their life's purpose and meaning is. So pretty intense week, but a lot of time outdoors, a lot of enjoyable activities that we're going through. And it's been really great to see the cohort come together and really open up since we saw during week 1, and really working on those big questions around those pillars of a thriving life that we're looking to get after. So the Hunt Week, the last phase of Hunt for Purpose, is the culminating phase of the program. It's the end of that 6-month journey that the Warriors started back in March, and really it's about them being in the moment out here in the Elkwoods and just taking it in. It's about being able to apply everything that they've been working on over the last 6 months, whether that's their physical fitness, the archery elk hunting knowledge, the archery skills themselves. Really being able to put that to the test in probably one of the most challenging environments that they can, which is pursuing Rocky Mountain elk with a bow.
So this past week, having a chance to get out there and go elk hunting and being, back in that camp setting has been tremendous. In a lot of instances, it takes you back to that camaraderie you had back in the service, or, something that you yearn for, to have the brotherhood and the friendship, and, come back after hunting and you talk in camp till 10 o'clock at night, or get up in the morning and drink coffee. It's just been very refreshing. It's been a breath of fresh air and really rejuvenating.
This week's been kind of life-changing. All the hard work that we put in for the last 6 months, it paid off, hiking up and down these mountains, getting in the middle of the elk, hearing them bugle, hearing them cow call back and forth, and just being part of that whole circle of life.
And there's something pretty magical about hearing the elk bugle and just chipmunks screaming, and it was pretty amazing. It was refreshing.
Being in nature was just incredible. You forget about your cell phone, you forget about TVs, you think about your family and how much you miss them. But it's just incredible to be back there and listen to the wind howling through the trees or just softly blowing.
I'm still not entirely sure how to put it all into words. It was beautiful country. It was peaceful, serene. It was hard work. It was a little bit of everything kind of rolled up into one amazing experience.
The biggest change that I've seen in the Warriors as they've went through Hunt for Purpose, I think, are really two things: confidence and drive. You know, just confidence in who they are and what they can do. That's become incredibly apparent in both hunts. And in terms of drive, and watching all the Warriors the week before just attack the hunt. I mean, get after it and give it everything that they got every day. Just that drive to accomplish a goal and to continue to grow and to be the best man that they can be.